desert, in the heart of ancient Egypt, where golden palaces touched the sky and the great river flowed with life, lived a mighty and beloved king. But one day a mysterious illness swept over him, and the world he once saw in vibrant color faded into darkness. The king was blind. Panic and sadness fell upon the kingdom. The most skilled doctors and wisest healers from across the land came to the palace, but none could restore the king's sight. Just when all hope seemed lost, a wise old physician named Dr. Wazir arrived. He approached the throne and spoke with a calm voice. "Your Majesty, there is a cure, but it is one of great rarity. Deep within the vast sea lives a magical fish with a head of pure silver. The tears of this fish, when made into an ointment, are the only thing that can bring back your sight." The king's son, a brave and kind-hearted prince, heard these words and knew what he must do. He would not let his father suffer. "I will go," he declared. "I will journey to the ends of the sea to find this silver-headed fish and bring back the cure." The prince gathered his most loyal companion, a skilled navigator and a dear friend, and together they prepared for the perilous journey. Their ship, with sails as white as clouds, cut through the sparkling blue waters. They sailed 4 days that turned into weeks, guided by the stars at night and the sun during the day. The sea was not always friendly. They faced roaring storms that tossed their ship like a toy and navigated through thick, mysterious fogs that hid strange creatures in their depths. But the prince's courage never wavered. His love for his father was his compass. After many trials and close encounters with mystical sea serpents and whispering winds, they finally reached a hidden, tranquil cove. The water was so clear it looked like liquid crystal. And there, swimming gracefully in the shimmering light, was a fish unlike any they had ever seen. Its body was a rainbow of scales, and its head shone with the brilliant light of pure silver. It was the magical silver-headed fish. As the prince drew his net, ready to capture the creature, he looked into its gentle, intelligent eyes. He saw not a beast, but a being full of grace and life. A wave of compassion washed over the prince. How could he trap this beautiful creature, this marvel of the sea, just for experiments? He knew in his heart it was wrong. Kindness was a greater treasure than any cure. With a heavy heart, the prince lowered his net and spoke to the fish. "Go, be free," he whispered. "Your life is more precious than my quest." He watched as the silver-headed fish swam away, disappearing into the deep blue. The prince returned to the palace with nothing but the story of his decision. The court was in an uproar. The king, misled by jealous advisers, was filled with disappointment and anger. "You chose a fish over your own father," he thundered. The prince was declared a failure and, for his act of mercy, was cast into the palace dungeon. Alone in the cold, dark cell, the prince did not regret his choice. He held on to the values his mother had taught him: courage, compassion, and the strength to do what is right, even when it is hard. Meanwhile, a strange curse began to lift from the kingdom. It turned out the king's blindness was linked to an ancient spell, a spell that could only be broken by an act of pure, selfless kindness. By freeing the fish, the prince had unknowingly healed the entire land. One morning, the king awoke, and to his astonishment, his sight was restored. He saw the world again, clearer and brighter than ever before. Realizing his grave mistake, the king rushed to the dungeon and freed his son, embracing him with tears of joy and regret. The kingdom celebrated the prince's return not just as a hero, but as a wise and compassionate leader. The legend of the silver-headed fish spread far and wide. It was said that the fish became a guardian of the kingdom, a symbol of hope, friendship, and the incredible power of sacrifice. And so the story teaches us that true strength is not in power, but in kindness. It shows that sometimes the greatest victories come from acts of love and letting go. And it reminds us all that a compassionate heart can overcome any obstacle. Thank you for joining us on this magical adventure. If you loved this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tales that fill the heart with wonder. See you next time.